Alright guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So Greg Roman and the Baltimore Ravens decided to go their separate ways. They mutually parted ways. And man, we're looking at the New York Jets right now. Obviously, they need an offensive coordinator. They need an O-line coach. They need a wide receivers coach. They potentially need a quarterback coach as well. And on top of all that, we have Darrell Bevell declining to interview with the team. Saleh has made it known he is looking for that experienced veteran mind, and we need somebody who frankly understands the quarterback position, who gets it. Greg Roman checks those boxes. Okay, now there's obviously this massive question, Lamar Jackson, what does his future hold? There's some really, really good stuff, some really good news with Greg Roman. But there is some bad news that unfortunately we have to talk about here as Jets fans pertaining to Lamar. So Eric DeCosta, Ravens general manager, and John Harbaugh just wrapped up a press conference not too long ago, and they both doubled down on Lamar Jackson. DeCosta said that he is the team's quarterback. They are not entertaining a possible trade. John Harbaugh piggybacked off that statement, basically saying that Lamar Jackson is going to stay in Baltimore. There's a quote-unquote 200% chance that it happens. And on top of that, Lamar Jackson will have a say in who the team's next offensive coordinator is going to be. So a little disappointing, right? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I was getting my hopes up with Lamar Jackson. I knew it was unlikely. Nothing set in stone. But at the same time, like those are pretty confident words from two pillars of the Baltimore Ravens organization here. It doesn't really see it. I mean, even the small chance that Lamar does get traded, it doesn't seem like it's going to be anytime soon. So you can make the argument, do the Jets have the leash to kind of wait around for Baltimore to make their decision and get Lamar to sign that extension? Or is there just so much pressure mounting on Saleh, mounting on this offensive staff, Joe Douglas included, to get the quote-unquote franchise quarterback, the experienced veteran in the building to start building from there? It's definitely a risk. We actually did a video on it not too long ago, just a couple days ago here. I'll leave it linked down below in the description box. But Greg Roman, you look at him as a coordinator. Funny story, I actually met him a couple years ago and had a really, really good conversation with him. Guy's mad cool. Totally cool. He took a lot of time to hang out and talk and have an in-depth conversation, which I'll always appreciate. And crazy enough, the conversation revolved around the dual threat quarterback position. This was before the Lamar Jackson stuff really got going. It was the first season that he got hired in Baltimore, so he was coming off being fired in Buffalo. So we didn't really know who the Ravens quarterback was going to be moving forward, but I digress. The point is, totally cool guy, and he's just been a guy throughout the years that because of that conversation and because of his work that he was doing in San Francisco and in Buffalo, that I've always held him in a pretty high regard. So we look at Roman as a coordinator. Does he check the boxes on Robert Saleh's list, right? You go down the bullet points. Is he the experienced veteran mind? Yes. Has he bounced around and had success with multiple players, multiple teams, been a part of different regimes and staffs? Yes, he has. It's not like a Josh McDaniels situation where, yeah, McDaniels has a really long history of success. He has a big resume, but a good portion of that resume is working with Tom Brady and with the New England Patriots, and there isn't really a ton to hang your hat on outside of the Patriots organization. Roman isn't in that same boat. What really intrigues me about Roman here, specifically with the New York Jets, I'm looking at the offensive coordinator responsibilities with this football team, and this is something that we've talked about and harped on a lot. I know it could be a little annoying. I might sound like a broken record, but I do think it's relevant to talk about. The Jets' offensive coordinator position is different than a lot of tons of different positions, tons of different OC jobs around the NFL, open or not, because this OC job, you have to do so much. You are going to have a long list of responsibilities. You have to install the offense. develop and grow players, figure out the quarterback position, game plan, and learn how to attack defenses on a week-to-week basis without that extra help. It's not like Sean McVay's in the building and you don't have to call plays. You don't have to develop the quarterback. You're just there as that extra voice. No, you are the man here. You are top dog. You are leading this offense. Saleh has no offensive input. We just talked about it before. And on top of all those things, you have to call plays. So does Greg Roman fit that mold? Has he been in that spot? The answer is yes. Now, my two favorite things, the two things that just stand out with Greg Roman for me, and this is just my personal preference. I know, especially in today's day and age with Mahomes and whoever it may be, Josh Allen, there's a big emphasis on the explosive play down the field. It's exciting football. It's the highlights. It's all that kind of stuff, right? Crazy quarterback yardage and everything. I get that completely, but for me, I like my quarterbacks to take care of the football. I like knowing, having that comfort that the quarterback can go in there, run every single play called, know exactly where to go with the football, go through his reads effectively, and find the open guy. That's just my type of quarterback. I'm not saying it's the right way, it's the wrong way. That's just my personal preference. Greg Roman throughout the years has really excelled with two things. Number one, having success no matter who's playing quarterback with TD to INT ratio. Every quarterback he coaches, for the most part, takes care of the football. We go back to his time with the San Francisco 49ers, Alex Smith, 30 total touchdowns, 10 INTs, 19 wins overall working with Alex Smith. Next up, Colin Kaepernick, 50 touchdowns, 21 INTs, 25 total wins with Colin. Tyrod Taylor next up, a couple of years in Buffalo, and that's a similar situation like the Jets right now, where it's Rex Ryan at the helm, so Greg Roman pretty much had to do everything. 37 touchdown passes to 12 INTs, 14 wins overall with the Bills, and then of course Lamar Jackson. He's been with the Ravens since 2019, working directly with Lamar Jackson, building the offense solely around Lamar Jackson's skill set to put him in the best position to have success as a runner. And let's be honest, this was a record-breaking offense. So much fun to watch. So much fun to watch. I think Lamar Jackson can have success in a bunch of different systems, but for that span since 2019, it's just been a blast. Just as an outsider looking into the Ravens team, it's just been so fun as just a fan of football to watch that offense roll, just to continue to run the football, do what they do, have their identity, and to break records doing it. Lamar Jackson is another guy, tons of touchdowns, hardly turned the football over. I mean, won an MVP, got to the playoffs multiple times, 36 touchdowns, 6 INTs one year. Just absolutely insane. So that's one thing I really, really like about Roman. Quarterbacks under his tutelage take care of the football. That is massive. That is something that Jets quarterbacks have not been able to do successfully in years, right? Years. Secondly, always having success with dual threat quarterbacks. All the quarterbacks we just talked about, Tyrod, Lamar, Alex Smith, Colin Kaepernick, they all could move. They were all dual threat guys. He has a really keen eye for taking a quarterback that can hurt defenses on the ground, that can utilize his legs, get to one-on-one matchups on the outside with linebackers and defenders, and make stuff happen. You match that with his resume, you match that with playoff experience, you match that with him as a play caller, him having to run the entire show offensively. I think it could work out. I would really, really like Greg Roman. I know he has taken a lot of heat, especially this season, and it's not a coincidence that Ravens fans all across the world are excited that Greg Roman is gone. They're totally pumped up. Yeah, he's gone. Now time to find a new offensive coordinator, establish a new identity. Let's not sweep that under the rug. Is Greg Roman an elite offensive coordinator? No. Is he a top 5 guy? No. If he was, he probably would not have gone, his own way. I don't want to sit here and pretend like the Baltimore Ravens have no idea what they're doing and they're just letting this innovative, experienced offensive mind hit the road and they're just a completely dysfunctional franchise. That is not the case. That is not the case. Baltimore, they kind of need a new face calling the shots offensively, and it just felt like the relationship over time got a little stale, and that's okay. That's okay. And in regards to the New York Jets here, I'm not saying that Greg Roman is perfect. All I'm saying is that he you go down Robert Saleh's checklist, you go down what this Jets team is looking for in an offensive coordinator. Greg Roman, he has this, he has this, he has this. It does make a lot of sense. You can connect a lot of dots here. So just something to think about. Again, is Greg Roman the answer to every single question offensively? No, probably not. But I do think he would give the Jets a legitimate chance to be able to consistently put up points on Sundays. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.